Hello, good morning student. I welcome you to my class. Children, today we are going to do the question answer of Ishwaran the storyteller written by R.K. Lakshman. We have already done the discussion, we have done the explanation, I have told you the many difficult expression and the meaning of the new words. So today we are going to do, children, different type of question answer, MCQ, one word, one sentence, 30 to 40 word which comes in the examination, and of course we cannot forget our long question answer, which for many student it is very tough. So we will discuss all that thing from the textual book, from your textbook, textual questions, and from the sample paper. So first of all, children, let me revise you about the author. That his full name was Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Lakshman. He was born on 24th October 1921. Was an Indian cartoonist, he was an illustrator, and he was the humorist. He was best known for his creation, The Common Man, and for his daily cartoon stripe. You Said It in the Times of India, which started in 1951. He was a recipient of the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Raman Magsaysay Award. Okay, so three major award he got: the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and Ramasan Magsaysay Award for literature. Now, R.K. Lakshman's story, children, revolves around a concept of the unnatural world. According to him, okay, he tell it is an apparition. Okay, apparition means a visible object. We don't have proof of that object, but it is visible, like the spirit, ghost, souls, okay, which comes on the earth. So he that is known as apparition. We don't have proof of that. If you will if people will go and see ghost, but if they will go and see his footmarks, it won't be seen. Okay, so this is the meaning of apparition. That means whatever is visible to you, but you don't have any proof of his or her visibility. Okay, of a dead person. And children, what is visible? It is the visibility of a dead person who is no more in this world, and it is believed to appear to become manifest. Okay, children, it is manifested. It is believed to appear or become manifest to the living. What is the meaning of manifest, children? It is evident to the senses, that you can see. Okay, you can see, like in many haunted house, children, in the movie also we see sometimes the tap water is falling, lights are going on and off, banging of the doors, okay, walking of the children footstep. Okay, so all these things, children, we can sense, we can judge from our senses, but sometimes it is not visible also. So it is a myth or reality. Now he is asking you people, okay, it is myth or reality. Now I would like to discuss the important point of the children chapter. Mahinder was a supervisor in a firm. His job was to supervise different construction site. The nature of his job was such that he had to move from one place to another place. Mahinder's needs were simple. He had a servant named Ishwaran who followed Mahinder without any complaint, cooked for Mahinder, washed his clothes, and kept him company. Ishwaran read Tamil thriller stories, and it affected him so much that even a very small incident like a tree that had fallen appeared to him like a frightening beast. Ishwaran described each thing in detail, and children, the way of his telling was such a nicely used to tell his story. That's why you can see in the your chapter name is also Ishwaran the storyteller. He weaved a new story full of thrill, suspense, as well as horror sometime. And he used to tell this story to Mahinder every evening when he used to come from his site. He played the role of a TV in Mahinder caught up because they were not having any TV, and he was the source of entertainment. Mahinder used to listen very patiently his story, whatever the way he used to tell. One day, he weaved a story about a female ghost holding a fetus in her hand. So children, he used to tell so many stories, like the story of a tusker, which we have done. And but one day, children, we don't know whether it was true, but he started telling that they were living on the ground, which is supposed to be a burial ground, because they don't children, they don't he had seen many bones and this thing. So children, one day he told that this is a we are living on the burial ground, as he told that this burial ground, because he had a lot of proof. Whenever he comes, he sees lot of skull, human skull, and he see a lot of human bone, and many times he had seen. So he told Mahinder that this is supposed to be, once upon a time it was a burial ground, and he is very much sure to it. Mahinder did not pay attention, as he was to be very busy. Now, secondly, children, one day when Mahinder came from the office, he started weaving a tale, or maybe it was a true tale. He told that he had often, on full moon night, he had often see a female ghost holding a fetus in her hand. What is a fetus, children? It is a aborted child which is not developed, and that child died. Mahinder stopped him from telling such horrible story and told him that there are no such thing. Children, that day, even the way he told, Mahinder also felt a bit scared, but he did not show to Ishwaran, because he always used to tell that we don't believe in such a thing like ghost and all this thing. He told, I never believe in all this thing. But children, he was really scared whatever was told by Mahinder that day. He told no such things as ghosts, and that they are our imagination. After a few days, Mahinder heard some noise near his window, still during the night. At first he put it down, the cries of a cat, but the noise became louder and louder. When he peeped through the window, he fainted, for he saw a cloudy figure clutching a bundle near his window's sill. Mahinder could not sleep that night. In the morning, Ishwaran smilingly asked him about the sound and the female god. So children, that day Mahinder, he heard a moaning sound. Earlier he thought it is a sound of a cat. It must be moaning for something. Moaning means crying. Okay. But when the sound became louder, he was sure that it is not the voice of a cat. It is the sound of some human being. He did not have heart to look outside the window, but anyhow, when he looked at the window, he was shocked. He saw a cloudy figure holding something like a bundle in her hand. He was sure that it is a woman ghost, and that day, children, it was full moon night at midnight, children. Mahinder could not sleep that night. In the morning, he was sure Ishwaran's incident that day. He scolded Ishwaran also for not telling such a thing. He thought Ishwaran will feel bad, but in the next morning he came smiling, and he asked, in fact, Mahinder, that you always used to tell there are no ghosts, but yesterday you yourself has heard the moaning sound. Ishwaran, children, did not tell anything. Maybe from that day he also started believing in ghosts. He went to his factory. He submitted some of his paper by telling that he is going to leave the place. Okay, so this is the story of Ishwaran, and this actually, children, your chapter start that Mahinder, he is telling this story to Lakshman. Okay, that how he started believing in ghosts. Earlier he never used to believe in ghosts. So it was Mahinder who was telling all this thing to a person named children Lakshman. Now, description of Ishwaran was also given in a very nice way, that he used to do a lot of work. He was a very honest fellow. He got up in the morning and went for work. After breakfast, given or handed over to Ishwaran. Okay, Ishwaran cleaned the shed, washed his clothes, washed his utensil, and then took in and he used to take a nice bath after that. Visual description were fine. He narrated the smallest incident also in detail and tried to create the children the whole atmosphere with suspense and horror. And Mahinder also used to enjoy by listening. He had told many interested tales to Mahinder in a very nice teller, like the tale of Tuskar, stories of ghost, and then finally children, the last story was really unbearable to Mahinder. He really felt scared and he thought it is better to leave that ghostly place. Okay, so this was all here. Now children, we are going to do the question and answer. First we will do our children this question and answer which is there in the textbook. Okay, so our first question is in what way is Ishwaran an asset to Mahinder? So Ishwaran was an asset to Mahinder as he followed him uncomplainingly. Uncomplainingly means without complaining. He used to follow wherever Mahinder used to go. He cooked for him, he washed his clothes, he washed his utensil, he cleaned his house and chatted away with his master when he used to come tired at night. He could go on telling endless story on different subjects. Both Mahinder and Ishwaran enjoyed this period as Mahinder used to listen exciting story from Ishwaran. He had the capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients in the middle of the desolate landscape and prepared the most delicious dishes. Now children, our question number 2. Okay, so for question number 1 we have done. How does Ishwaran describe the uprooted tree on the highway? What effect does he want to create to his listener? So the uprooted tree on the highway was described with a lot of dramatic gesture and suspense by Ishwaran. He begins by saying that the road was deserted and he was alone. When he suddenly spotted something on the ground, which was looking like an enormous bushy beast. Enormous means large, bushy means with full of hair, beast means animals. Lying sprawled across the road. He continued to say that he was about to escape from there, but did not do so because when he came closer, he realized that it was not a bushy animal, but it was a tree fallen on the highway. He wanted to build up a sense of suspense and fear to the listener. How does he narrate the story of the Tuskar? Does it appear to be plausible? Okay, so now the Tuskar tale, which is the important part of the lesson, which I am going to tell you the answer of this question. Ishwaran narrates the story of a Tuskar and who had escaped from the timber yard. When he was a small child, the Tuskar began ravaging all that he laid his eye on. What is the meaning of ravaging, student? Ravaging means to destroy everything. What was coming on the way of Tuskar, the elephant, he was destroying everything. Finally, he reached his school. The children playing on the ground ran into their classes, and everyone in the school was watching the elephant and its madness in fear. Ishwaran, who was on the terrace of the school, snatched a cane from a teacher's hand and threw it and beat it on the toenail of the Tuskar, which he says shivered from head to toe, and finally the Tuskar collapsed. It may seem plausible that such a thing happened because the pain inflicted by the cane that landed on its toe could have been very severe. The skin of the elephant being very sensitive would explain the collapse of the jumbo. Notice Jumbo, the elephant. Now question number 4. Why does the author says that Ishwaran seemed to more than make up for the absence of a TV in Mahinder's living quarter? The author says Ishwaran made up for the absence of a TV in their quarter because of his dramatization and fascinating style of storytelling. He recounted every story with a lot of spice and often delivered it with passion and joy. His story had adventure, horror, suspense, and crime, which he imbibed from the book he read, and Mahinda enjoyed listening to them because of the inimitable way in which they were told by Ishwaran. Now, question number 5 of your textbook. Mahinda calls ghost or spirit a figment of the imagination. What happens to him on a full moon night? One night, it was a full moon night, Mahinder was woken up from his sleep by a soft moaning sound close to his window. He initially thought it would be a cat crawling behind a mice, but he noticed that the sound was too guttural for a cat. He could not resist checking as the sound became getting louder. He was scared, but he mustered up the courage to look out. He saw a dark, cloudy form clutching a bundle. He broke into a cold sweat and fell onto his pillows, panting. This was perhaps because of the story about a female ghost told by Ishwaran, and he was feeling scared and had remained somewhere in his subconscious mind. He had actually told Ishwaran that all what was he was churning out about ghost was a figment of his imagination. The experience was really ghastly. Now children, this you have to do by yourself. I am leaving to you. Now question number 6. Can you think of some other ending of the story? Okay, so I would like to read your answers. Okay, I think it would be the most interesting for me to read various answers at what should be the story. Now I am going to discuss children some short question, important short question. What was Mahinder's job? Mahinda was a junior supervisor in a firm. So how you are going to start? He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered supervisors on hire at various type of construction sites like factories, bridges, dams, railway station, industrial area, bridges, where he was to keep an eye on the activity at the site. He had to keep moving from place to place as and when he got posted to a new site. What kind of a life did Mahinder lead? Mahinder was a bachelor who had a very simple life and had no problem in adjusting to the varying condition that he had required to face in the course of his job. He could be living in a makeshift tent in the middle of a stone quarry or in an official quarter provided for the employer. The only constant feature in his life was his cook, who stood by him through thick and thin. Wherever he used to go, the cook used to accompany him. He never used to feel a burden of work. Why did Ishwaran want to make something special for dinner one night? One morning, while having breakfast, Ishwaran asked his master if he could make something special for dinner that night. He said it was an auspicious day on which, according to tradition, delicacies are prepared to feed children and sister. Now children, can you tell one Hindu festival where delicacies are prepared to feed ancestors? So not it is Pitru Paksh. I think we all believe that the soul of our ancestor come and we give them water and lot of delicacies. We feel we offer them food because it is believed the food which we are given, then they will get the food the next year. Okay. So what did Ishwaran tell his master on the night of the full moon? After being appreciated for his culinary skill is his cooking skill. Ishwaran slipped into his storytelling session. He launched into a most garish account that involved the supernatural. He told Mahinder that the place where they were living and the factory is it is on the graveyard. He reported having seen remains of human skulls and bones. Going a step further, he says he has seen ghosts during the night time on several occasions. He says that he has seen a female apparition with a shriveled face and matted hair holding the skeleton of a fetus in her hand. Frightened to the depth of his being, Mahinder tries to put a brave front and tell him to stop imagining silly things. Okay. So children, these were some of the important questions from the sample paper. Some more question I am going to children read. Like, why did Mahinder decide to resign his job? By the next morning, Mahinder had forgotten all about the ghost, but Ishwaran reminded him once again by telling that even he too must have heard the moaning of the sound. Mahinder was convinced that it was really a ghost, it was not his imagination, because he had heard by himself, and decided to leave the haunted place immediately. What was the effect of Ishwaran, a story of a ghost woman on Mahinder? What did he start doing from that day? Ishwaran, a story of a ghost woman, had ill effects on Mahinder. From that day he went to bed with uneasiness. Even night he used to peer into the darkness outside through the window, feeling that some ghost might be there. He tried to make sure that there was no movement of dark shapes in the area. Describe how Ishwaran talked about the ghost he said he saw at night. Ishwaran told Mahinder that he sometimes saw ghosts at night. He said he saw one horrible ghost of a woman. It appeared off and on at midnight during the full moon. It was an ugly creature with matted hair and shriveled face. It had a dried up face like a skeleton. It held a fetus in its arm and used to roam here and there at midnight on the full moon day. Now, well children, now one long question I am going to discuss with you. What happened to Mahinder during the full moon night? It can also come in the examination in the other way, also describe the horrible experience of Mahinder during the full moon night. So there is no doubt that Mahinder's mind was uneasy. This was after he heard Ishwaran's story of a female ghost. He would look out into the night to see any such thing. One night he was woken up by a low moan near his window. He thought it could be of a cat, but the wailing became louder and louder. He then looked out at the white sheet of moonlight outside. There he saw a cloudy form clustering a bundle. His mind was under a grip. He thought that this was a female ghost clutching a fetus. Ishwaran had told about his female ghost earlier. Mahinder broke into a cold sweat. He fell back on the pillow, panting. So children, this was the description of the female ghost told by Mahinder and what it had on its effect on his mind. Now, what two amazing qualities did Ishwaran as a cook and storyteller have? So the writer has already given you children about two of his special quality about cooking and storytelling. So Ishwaran was Mahinder's cook, but he was a wonderful and a very resourceful cook. You will start your answer something like this. He could procure fresh vegetable even at a place where no vegetables were inside. He could make tasty dishes in no time. He was wonderful storyteller too. He added horror, adventure and suspense to his story to make them more interesting. He was so excited about the description that he would tell them with dramatic gesture and movement. Often he left the story without a logical end and told about it only when asked. Mahinder listened to his story with rapt attention and ignored the flaws. Ishwaran's art of narration was influenced by the Tamil thriller which he had read. Suppose you were Mahinder, how would you have reacted when you saw the ghost? Now children, again this question depend upon you. Okay, now tell in your own words why Mahinder decided to resign his job. So Ishwaran was an expert storyteller. Okay, he was an expert storyteller. So children, tell in your own words why Mahinder decided to resign his job. So we can do like this, children. Ishwaran was an expert storyteller. One evening he told Mahinder that he often saw ghosts there, but the most horrible of them was a female ghost. She looked like a skeleton and carried a fetus in her arm. She appeared only on full moon night. Mahinder shivered at Ishwaran's description. He shouted at Ishwaran. He said it was only pigmentation of his imagination. He dared not look out on full moon nights. So children, he told that it is only his imagination, but the thought of ghost really haunted him. He dared not look out on full moon night across his window. One full moon night he heard moaning sound and saw the female ghost at a little distance. He was so scared that he decided to resign his job and leave that ghostly place forever. Okay. Well children, describe Ishwaran's unique way of describing an incident. So how he used to tell his story in a very unique way. Ishwaran was highly impressed by the Tamil thriller. He won accounts and stories. They were also full of suspense, horror and adventure. He had a unique way of telling things. His descriptions were adorned with many techniques of storytelling. He kept on comparing the object with something imaginative. His imagination and the describing tactics made his story and it used to look interesting. He had a tendency of involving thrill into the simpler incident. For example, if he had seen an uprooted tree, he will not say that he had seen the tree fallen on the ground. He would say that he had seen a big animal with hair, bushy hair lying on the road. But when he went near, he got to know that it was a broken tree with its branches stretched. His accounts carried away Mahinder's mind. Okay, so describe the ghost of Ishwaran story. What was its impact on Mahinder's mind? So this we have discussed in several ways, children. Okay, then children, draw a character sketch of Ishwaran. Suppose if this type of question will come, you have to write each and everything, because definitely character sketch is in the will come in the form of a long question. So you have to describe each and everything. Ishwaran is a cook attached to Mahinder. Okay, and first whatever work he used to do, he used to describe here. Then children, he in the second paragraph you could say he could weave out endless story and anecdote on various subjects. Okay, and children, then you have to write in short the various stories which he had told, like the Tusker story, the ghost story, and finally the ghost which was having a fetus in her hand. So all this thing. Then children, finally he was a very caring person and he replaced TV. All these things you have to write. So first you have to write, children, his good things. Whenever we write character sketch, we write good things. So he was a very nice cook. He used to procure vegetable from anywhere. If it was not there, he used to cook very delicious food in a very less time. So all this thing he used to do all the work. clean the shade, wash his utensil, washed his clothes. At the same time, children, he was a religious minded prayer. How do we know? Because he used to chant prayer when he used to take bath. So all these things, children, is his good quality of Ishwaran. He really served his master very well. Okay, he used to take care. And then you have to write his negative quality, that the whatever story he used to tell in a horrible way, which was full of suspense and all that thing. So children, with this, children, with time now ends, and my video, I also conclude my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Good day, student. Bye bye.